Hi, I am Cardinal Dr. Elizabeth Samantha Rothschild Judge, Governor Incumbent to the federal estate of Washington, D.C., as well, Founder and Chief Executive Officer of Corporate Law and Securities Incorporated, from which both auspices I have planned agenda to address homeless issues. Let's take a look at that. Homelessness is more than just not having a place to stay. It encompasses more than just the persons sleeping on the streets or staying over at the shelters. It also encompasses persons who do not own their property, who are leasing or renting property for a place to stay and do not own anything themselves. So my homeless agenda addresses all of that. I plan to do a lot for the working class. Now, we have affordable housing and other homeless services that have began to cure the homelessness issues in America. Yet we have persons who are hardworking citizens. They get up and go to work every day. They keep schedules. They pay their bills, most of them on time, and yet do not have the capacity to buy a home. So I will be providing subsidy for the working class as well by way of energy checks, subsidizing programs for leases and rents, and better opportunities for home ownership for those who would like to own their homes. Persons who are working, who decide that home ownership is not for them and they're okay leasing and renting. Just as much as a homeless person would do well in affordable housing, maybe taking a third of their income or completely subsidized, a person paying a lease or a rent would do well with a subsidy that would free up some of their income for savings and futures. And so the homeless agenda that I have planned is going to address the homeless issue at large, whereby persons that don't own, that if they didn't pay their lease or rent, they had to get out, to provide subsidy funds for their leases and rents, even if it's a temporary stimulus for maybe 3 years, just to put something out there, or affordable home ownership, something feasible that they can manage and handle. So yes, I am going to do for the homeless, and I was addressed by someone who is homeless, since I'm staying in the homeless network right now, who said more should be done to help the homeless. So I looked at it, I was like, there's places to eat, there's places to stay. Not many people get arrested for public sleeping. We've got the affordable housing programs, the Section 8, the project housing, the permanent stability housing, and things of that nature. But what about the persons that get up and go to work every day, who at their income level cannot afford to buy a home, yet they make too much money to be considered for affordable housing, or the structure of the affordable housing with regard to facilities operations invades their privacy too much to say they keep up with the workforce capacity? Well, I have agenda for those persons who are quote unquote technically homeless. Not actually, because they do what they have to do to afford their lease and rent by way of maintaining as a part of the active workforce of America, and they deserve more than someone who is just going to waste government facilities and programs because they will not adjust their financial mindset to cure their own issue. So those who can't think that far ahead, then they're thinking about forever housing, where it's free rent, food stamps, free food, and just get to frolic and play all day long. Okay, that's good and fine. That's already set up in America. But my focus is the persons who are working at a capacity that does not permit them to actually buy a home, yet their socioeconomic class and their financial stabilities are too great for the affordable housing units, the way the operations are run in the facilities, the invasions of privacy, and other things that go along with government housing. So I'm going to take a look into that as well. Otherwise, my homeless agenda includes the elderly. So we've got to get our elders somewhere safe and secure, and move on from there. You know, once one is taken care of, move to the next person until it's resolved. So y'all look forward to that, and that capacity is going to come from both my position as governor, with the things that the government provides and programs that can be coded and underwritten, and as well my company, where I have high capacity and capital accounts to allocate government contribution for specified programming according to what I know is needed, because I've been out here by experience and I see so well. And as well, prior to that time, prior to deciding to become homeless to fulfill a purpose, I was working class. And there was never enough money at the end of my paycheck for me to enjoy any sort of lifestyle. It was work, pay bills, barely anything left until the next check. And even a little cushion was not enough to stabilize me to where I would not have to make a decision to become homeless. And I would not want this to happen to anyone at all. Even though I made the decision, I don't want anyone else to have to make a decision to become homeless, and I don't want that to happen to anyone else. So just because of some sort of financial disaster, okay? Because you miss one day of work and then your light bill is late. Those things. That is another homeless problem that I'm going to cure, work hard to cure by my agenda. Like I said, from both my position as governor and as the CEO of Corporate Lawn Securities Incorporated. Y'all have a great day.